Sagt the Sanhedrin, Daf Ches Amar Aleph, starting from Zayin on the base, 12 lines from the bottom. Rav Huna, when he would go out to a din Torah Amach, he would say like this: Afikuli money, Chanusai, take out my tools of trade. Markel, the stick which he used for Malchus Rabbanon, Rotzua, which was for Malchus Daraisa, Shefara, and the Sheva in which to make Hachraza for Cheir. The sandola, which was the sandal for chalitza. So your mother brings an additional drasha b'negei to the klei adayonim. It says in the Torah, I will command the judges at that time. That makal and the tzur, one should be meticulous and not overdo it. Put a fear on the people, but not overdo it. It should be only to put Aiman that Tzibur L'Shem Shemayim, but don't use it excessively. In the Zog, the Gemara Vaita, it says, Shemaya ben achich l'shvatim. Listen between your brothers and judge. Amar Rab Chanina as haral lebezdin. So warning to bezdin. Shalei yishma dibri baldin echad. Kan shev baldin chaveri. You shouldn't listen to one before he listens to the other, because the one that will come alone will say his tainus, even with lies, and will taint the dayan. And he'll be more native to the first one, even after listening to the second one. And that's Ashara on the judge. And there's a warning on the litigants that they shouldn't say come and say their tainus without the other one being there. And it says the Gemara, this word of Shameya could be read Shameya ben Achichem, meaning that your words should be only heard when Shameya means listen. Your words should be listened only when both are together, when you and your friend are there together. Meaning, don't start saying your tainus without your friend. So there's a isa on the litigants themselves not to go to a dayan and say their side first. Rav Kana says a different marker. Miloi sisa. One shouldn't say a false shmua, meaning that the dayan should not listen to one without the other, and that's going on the dayan, and also on the baldin himself, on the litigants themselves. It says loy sasi. You can learn loy sasi. You shouldn't cause that the dayan should hear only one side, your side, without listening to the other side. You shall judge righteously. First, make righteous the din in your heart. Meaning, go through it well. Turn it over until you see you have it very clear. And then, and only then give the psak that this person is zaka and this person is chayiv. Between man and his brother, even if a house came down Yerusha to two brothers and they come before you, so you don't say simply, oh, you take the bottom floor, you take the upper floor. At least Baruch Hashem, they both have a place where to live. That's not good enough. You have to evaluate exactly which one is worth more, and the one that's worth more, the one who's moving into the house, part of the house that's worth more, should have to compensate the other brother with money. It means even between an oven and the oven, Tana gives off more heat. A kanayim is like a stove that has a space for two pots. So even there, one has to make sure that you can't tell them, okay, you get the Tana and you get the kanayim. You have to evaluate each one, and whoever's getting the more expensive one has to compensate the other brother with money. What is Ben Gede? Ben Gede is Melashin, that the tashmishe hadir, the tools that are the utensils that are used in the house. Ben Geda means Melashin megurei dira v'tashmisha. The utensils that the house usually uses. You shouldn't recognize one face and show favoritism to one face in judgment. You shouldn't show favoritism to a person who's your friend. You should not treat a person who you hate, in meaning don't treat him like a stranger completely and be mechayv and badin. Ushpiz chonei the Rav asla kamei dadina. The host of Rav came before Rav to have a din. Amalei, that person said to Rav, Rav ushpiz chenei at, weren't you my guest? Amalei, so Rav said, yes, I was your guest. Amalei, so that person says, Din Islay, I have a din Torah with that person, I want you to be the dain. Amalei. So Rav said to him immediately, Pesila lach ledina, I am puzzled to be for you a dayan, because you remind me of a favor you did me. Amalei Rav Kahana, Rav said to Rav Kahana, who was his student, Puk dayan, go out and judge this case. Chazi dahava kagois. Rav Kahana saw that this person was very haughty, and he thought he has great connections with Rav, and he thought it's sure he's going to win. Amalei, Rav Kahana warned this person. He told him, Itzai, say, if you're going to listen, good, then it's good. If you're not going to listen, I'll make sure that your connection that you think you have is not going to be any connection. He's not going to help you at all. And I'll put you in chenim if you don't listen. And it says, like the small and the big, you shall listen. To you, you should be careful when you're judging a small case of a small amount of a pruta. It should be chashiv to you as a big case, which is 100 mana. Which halacha do you want to compare pruta to meya mana? If you're going to come and tell me, that you should be ma'ayin and make sure you're coming to the when you're passing, it should be truthful and it should be thorough, just like a case of 100 mana. Pshita, that's not about poshit. Says you want to rather, let's say the pruta case is next, and somebody comes with a case of 100 mana, so you don't allow him to come before and say, that's a bigger case. He has to wait online. You treat the small one just like the big one, and the small one, the small amount, he's next on line. He goes first. You shouldn't fear a man. Don't withhold your words because of the fear of man. Judgment is to Hashem. HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, it's not enough that these dayanim who tilt the psak and take money from one and give it to another. Hashem says that you're bothering me, that I have to make sure that the money goes back to the original owners, and sometimes through a miracle, and which is a big tircha. And so you're being matircha Kadosh Baruch Hu. Something Moshe said, that anything that's hard, you should bring it to me and I will listen. Rabbi Chanina said, others say, Moshe saying that you should bring me all the hard cases and I will listen. Moshe got punished. And like it says by the Bnei Slavchad, that they came to with a shaila, with a chilek from the nachla of the father in Eretz Yisrael. But Yaakov Moshe says, Mishpat Lefnei Hashem. Moshe didn't merit to be able to say the answer, the pasha of nachla, till he went to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and the punishment was because he said, anything hard, come to me. Rav Nachman Rabbi Yitzchak asked, what did he do wrong? Did he say Bashmiyachem and I'll make you listen, meaning I'll give you the answer. Come to me, ask me the hard stuff Bashmiyachem, and I'll make sure you have the answer, and I'll make sure you hear me. It says, I will listen. If I learned it, I learned to be loy azlina v'gamina, azilna azlina v'gamilna, and if not, I'll go and I'll learn it from Hashem. So Moshe didn't say anything wrong. How is it right that he should get punished for that? And the mother rather like we learned from really, it was fitting that the pasha of Nachlis should be written through Moshe Rabbeinu. Rather, the Bnei Slavcha merited it because they were tzidkanias. And because of their maisim, they merited it. Now it says the Gemara another Indian. the Pasha Mekesha that this person was in Chal Shabbos, he cut wood on Shabbos, and he became Chayv Skila. Moshe Rabbeinu didn't know what the punishment was. Really, it was because I did Moshe Rabbeinu. Really, it was supposed to be written through Moshe Rabbeinu. It's Chayv Mekesha. Only the Mekesha, because of his evilness, because of his issues, he became Chayv, and Nichtva Yad. It was written on based on his Maisim. L'lamedcha, to teach us Shemegalgan Chayv Chayev, that Hashem rolls Chayva on one who's Chayev, who's Chus, and merits on Yedei Zakeh to one who is meritus. Ksiv, it says in the pasuk, that the Eibishter says, I command the Chachamim, Moshe Rabbeinu was commanding the Chachamim to direct the tzibur to listen to the chukim of the Torah. And then it says over here, and then in the second pasuk it says, I command the tzibur. He's warning the tzibur. So the psukim are contradictory. And what did he have to warn the tzibur? Amar Rabbi Elazar, Amar Rabbi Shimlai. Rabbi Elazar said in the name of Rabbi Shimlai, Ashanu l'tzibur shtei emes dayin aleim. The hasara, the warning to the tzibur, is that the fear of the dayan should be upon them. And the hasara, the warning to the dayan, is that they should absorb the tziburs and listen to their tainas, even though they speak against them. That was a warning for the dayan to be soivel, to absorb the tzibur, and they shouldn't withhold listening to their tainas, even though they speak against them. And the Vatzava Eschem is a warning to the tzibur that they should listen to they should behave themselves towards the dayanim with a fear and accept the psak din, even though it's hard. Ad kama, hard for them. Ad kama, tell how much do the dayanim have to be soivel. Rabbi Chanan Yitem Rabbi Shatzai, Rabbi Chanan others say Rabbi Shatzai say Kasha Yisa Imez Hayenik. Like a father was carrying a nursing baby, so too a dayan is mechuyev to be soivel the baldin up to that degree. See, it says in the pasuk in the words of Moshe Rabbeinu to Yeshua before he died, Kiata Tavei, that you will come with the nation as with the nation La'aretz, which is mashma that Yeshua will come together with the other people like one of them. Uksiv, and then it says in the pasuk Kiata Tavei that you will lead the Bnei Yisrael. It's mashma that he'll lead. He's not going to come in like one of them. He's going to be a leader. Rabbi Yechna says in the first pasuk, Moshe said to Yeshua, Atov, Asken Shabbadir, Imcha. You should lead the nation, meaning, but do it according to the Ziknei Hadar. And that's why he said, Tov Yisa'am, which is together with the Ziknei Hadar, with the eights of the Ziknei Hadar. Amalei HaKadosh Baruch Hu, but HaKadosh Baruch Hu said to Moshe, no, differently. No. Tell Malkel, take your stick, V'hach al Kot Kodem. Hit the Zkenim on the heads, that they should listen to you. Daber Echad L'Adar, because there's only one leader in the Dar, Ve'ein Shnei Dabarim L'Adar. There are no two leaders in the Dar. So he wanted Dafki Yeshua to be the leader. Tanha Zim Mishleisha, we learned in the Braisa, Zimun is with three. My Zimun, what is Zimun? If you're going to say Bichas Zimun, that three people eat bread together, they have to do Bichas Hamozain, like Lekenu Shachan Mishaloi. In fact, what about Tanya? We learned in the Braisa, Zimun, or Bichas Zimun, Bishleisha. We learned the Fedish that Zimun is Bishleisha and Bichas Zimun is Bishleisha. And if you're going to say that the Bichas Zimun is a Pirush on the word My Zimun, what does Zimun mean? Bichas Zimun, that Bichas Zimun is a Pirush on the word Zimun. In fact, what about Tanya? We learned in the Braisa, and third Braisa, it says Zimun Bishleisha, Bichas Zimun Bishleisha. It's two separate things. It says Zimun needs three dayanim, three, and Bichas Zimun needs three. My Zimun, rather, what does Zimun mean? Lazman al-Adin, it means to give a hasmana to come to Bezdin. Like the Rabbi had said, Honey, there were three dayanim who were sitting in Bezdin, and they sent a shliach to the Baldin they summoned him to come in front of the Bezdin. Shliach Bezdin went and told the Baldin in the name of one of the dayanim that he is summoned to come to Bezdin. Lo yamaklum, it's worthless. He didn't say anything. It's not hasmana. Adam till he says in the name of all three dayanim, in the name of Bezdin. So if you want to hanim mili, when do we say till he says in the name of all three dayanim? Then it's a good summons. That's below Yom Adina. if it was on a day that Bezdin was not sinning. But in the day, like days of Mondays and Thursdays, where Bezdin normally sat, so then, even if he said in the name of one of the Dayanim, it's understood it's b'shem all three, and the Hazmana is Hazmana. Tashlum Ekef, we learned in the Mishnah, Tashlum Ekef, Tashlum Dal, Vehei B'Shleisha is done in front of three Dayanim. Shalch Rav Nachman, Rav Chizda, Rav Nachman, Rav Yaakov, Rav Nachman, Rav Chizda, Center Rav Nachman, Rav Yaakov, Rav Deino, Rabbeinu. Rabbeinu teach us, Dinei Knosses, that the need for pays, more than the din, become in front of how many Dayanim, could that be judged when it comes to a knas? What's the shaila? Now we learned the finish in our Mishnah that by kefal or dalad hay is vishleisha in front of three dayanim. Says you want to know the kasha was el yachid mumcha, a yachid who was ordained, who has smicha coming by lay. That's the shaila. Don't the knas say do we judge? Could that yachid dayan mumcha judge on knases? Paskin on Knesset or not? Amalei, Rav Nachman, Rav Yaakov said to Rav Nachman, Rav Chizda to Nisua. We learned this in the Mishnah. Tashlumi kefal tashlumi dal v'hei b'shleisha has to be done in front of three dayanim. My shleisha. What's the pirish of shleisha? Ile b'shleisha at the is. If you're going to say three people who are not smuchim, who are not ordained, are not mumchim, amavur davuch. Your father said Mishmei Rav in the name of Rav Afilu Asara. Even if they're 10, the Heinat Yetis, and they're not smuchim, all 10 of them, psulun dinei knosses, they cannot paskin on dinei knosses. Ela mumchim. Rather, you need mumchim professionals. So when it says shleisha, it has to be shleisha professionals, because if they're not professionals, even 10 won't be good. Ukama shleisha. The Mishnah says befedish that has to be done in front of three mumchim. So here's the answer: that a yoch mumchim cannot paskin on knosses. Chacham say by when it comes to Meitzi Shemra, there Oinus Mafata is in front of three. Meitzi Shemra you need 23 because we're afraid that that it'll lead to Chiyuv Misa. Allahs will go out, and rumors will go out, and Adam will testify that she was Mizana. So therefore, you need to have a Bezno 23. Because then you're going to be dealing with din nefashes. Even when there's din nefashes, when the Adam come, what's the chilik? Right now, there's no Adam. He didn't bring, the husband didn't bring Adam. So we're not dealing with chayiv and misa. So why should we need 23 dayanim? If we're concerned that even though he comes without dayanim, but we're concerned that once the rumor will go out that she is not a psula and that she was mezana, so word will go out and the Edom will come eventually, and we'll have to deal with it right then and there. So that's why we have to start off with 23 Edom, because we have to worry that through the laws Edom will come. The Meir says we're not concerned of this laws, of this rumor, and that's why you could, 3 dayanim is enough. Rabbanan say, yeah, we are concerned that Adam might come, and therefore you need lechatchila 23 dayanim. Rava says everybody holds that we're not concerned of laws of that the rumor will cause that Adam will come and testify that she was mezana. Why? What are they arguing? Why does one hold 23? Here we're concerned they're arguing if we have to be concerned of sliding the rest of the dayanim. Sliding the 23 dayanim. Here it's talking about like this. That to begin with, the husband wanted to bring Adam, that she was mezana, and the dayanim of 23 gathered, because we started off with din nefashes. At the end, the Baal couldn't find Adam on the znus, v'badur. They all scattered the dayanim, and there was only 3 left. And he said, and the Baal said, miha dinim mamanis. He told these 3 dayanim, at least be dying, that I don't have to pay the ksuba. So on this, the Chacham said, no, you can't, because you started off with 23. If you're gonna allow these 3 dayanim to judge, you're sliding all the other dayanim as if they're not good, they weren't good enough. So there's a pkiya in the cover of the original dayanim. That's why we have that. We can only be done with 23. Following Chacham say somebody's mitzi shemra in tvay ma'amein. If he claimed money b'shleisha, then it's 3 dayanim. Tvay nafashes be'esem shleisha. If he was tvay nafashes, it's 23 dayanim. Says it's understood according to the Rava who says we're nobody we're not afraid that the rumor will cause that Adam should come testify. So then I could understand. If to begin with he only came to judge that she shouldn't have to pay the ksuba, so then Bishleisha 3 is enough, like Rava said. But if he started off saying, I have Adam that she was Mezana, and you gathered the 23 dayanim, and now he didn't have Adam, so they scattered, and he only have 3 dayanim. Afilu mamain, even by mamain, you're going to need 23 dayanim in order not to slight the previous dayanim who were there at the beginning. But according to Ula, it's Hakasha because Ula says we're concerned even if you start off with mamain, but since there's going to be a rumor that she was Mezana, Adam might come and testify, and we're going to have to deal with din nefashis. So according to Ula, there's no such a thing. Even if you come from mamain, you'll always need 23 dayanim because of the rumor that will cause Adam to testify in din nefashis. Amarava, so Rava said, I'll answer for Ula. Ani v'arish v'chabura. I and the lion in our group, Tagima, will teach the Baraisa according to the Shitas Ula. Umanu, who is this, the lion in the group? And how does he teach the Pshat in the Baraisa? This is the case that we're talking about. The husband brought Adam in a bezin of 23 to be done in the Nefashis. And he brought Adam, Shazinsa, that she was Mezana. But to counteract that behavior of Adam has Baal. But the father brought Adam Hazama, counteracting the first 2 Adam. And now, of course, we do to those 2 Adam Kasher Zamam. And now the father is coming with a claim against the husband. So that's a different case. This case started off with the husband claiming that he was Mezana. So you had 23, that the daughter was Mezana, you have 23 Dayanim. But now the husband's coming with a new case. The husband's now the claimant. The father's now the claimant. Till now, the husband was the claimant. So it's a new case. So the husband's now coming to claim on mamin, so 3 is enough. Now the Gemara is going to say it inside. Now the husband is coming, it's a new case. The husband is now coming to claim the money, the 100 slayim that he was Meitzi Shemra, and he wants the 100 slayim from the husband. And of course we know he has to, one of the punishments is that he has to remain her husband. And that's Bishleisha. You only need 3 because you're only dealing with Dinim Mamanis, and you're not sliding the other 23 Dayanim because the 23 Dayanim came on behalf of the husband's claim. But now we're not dealing about the husband's claim. Now it's a new claim of the father of the girl claiming against the husband for money, for 100 slayim. So that you can it's not sliding the other Dayanim. Or but Mekayim the Fashes, Bataka in any place where you're afraid that it might come to din in the fashis, you need 23 dayanim. Abaye gives a different interpretation. The Kuliyama, everybody agrees. Chashina allows, we are concerned for a rumor that will cause Adam to testify about din in the fashis. And also we're concerned not to slight the original 23 dayanim. Over here it's talking about why is it only in front of 3? How could you do it only in front of 3? That they warned the Isha before she was Mezana, they gave her Hasra, a warning, that if you're going to be Mezana, you're going to be Chai Misa, but they didn't specify which punishment, that it's going to be Skila. And Rav Meir holds, then if you don't specify, it's not a Hasra, there's no din in the Fashis, that's why it's in front of 3. Bahai Tanahu, and Rav Meir holds like this Tana of the following Baraisa, the Tanya that we learned, when the Geya Tachiyuv of a maces, somebody who persuades others to serve idols, there he gets killed even without Asra. But when it comes to other mises, it's only done through a bezdin of 23. The Edim and the Edim that had seen the Aveda Vasa, and there was a warning that that he shouldn't be over this Aveda. Until they notify him, you're going to be Chai Misa Bezdin. Different than a Mesis. But that's the Tanakama, even though you don't say specifically what Misa it is. Rabbi Yehuda argues, it's not enough to tell the warning him that he's going to be Chai Misa, but until he specifies with which Misa he's going to get killed with. So this is who Rabbi Meir holds, like Rabbi Yehuda. So it's not considered, since the woman was given Asa not to be Mizana and she'll be Chai Misa, and he didn't say which Misa, according to Rabbi Yehuda, and Rabbi Meir holds like Rabbi Yehuda, if you don't say which Misa it is, it's not a warning. So you're only dealing with Dinim Mamanis, that's why 3 Dayanim are enough. Papa says, Hacha be'eshes chaveda. We're dealing with a woman who knows the Torah, who's wise, and knows for what you're going to be Chai Misa Skin, and that's what we're dealing with. And the argument of Achliks Rabbi Yosef, Rabbi Yehuda, and the Rabbana. The Tanya that we learned from Rabbi Yosef, Rabbi Yehuda, Aimer. The Chaver, a Talmud Chacham ain't Tzarech Asah. There's no need to give him Asah. If he doesn't have Aveda, and he was able on Aveda of Mrs. Besdin, and he did it b'mezid without a warning, he's Chai Misa. Because Lefishalei need the Asah, El Lacham and Shegel Mezid. The whole purpose of Asah is for one who doesn't know the difference between Shegeg and Mezid. So therefore you have to warn him. But the Chacham argue on Rabbi Yosef, Rabbi Yehuda, and say even the Chaver doesn't get punished only with Asra, only if he's warned. And the Chacham of our Mishnah hold like Rabbi Yosef, Rabbi Yehuda. Ish Chaveda doesn't need Asra, so therefore you're dealing with Din Nefashes, and that's why you need 23 Dayanim.